Good morning again. This time, let's think about what we're going to do. We're going to be, I think it is best if we do a winter sky. It's coming on winter, so it's going to be a grey colour, and we're going out on our way up Scotland way, so we might be going to Glencoe way. Okay. So we'll have a look at a couple of ideas for colours for sky. Here we go. Now we could just use a Payne's grey. There we are. This time I must remember to bring this is a Payne's grey which has a bluey cast with it, so that would be okay. A bit more. Payne's grey. Be okay for a winter, coming on winter, not snowing yet, and we could have that with a little bit of burnt umber in it. Give it that colour, and let's see, we can try. Now we'll try a little bit of Windsor with a little bit of burnt sienna. A bit of Windsor and a bit of burnt sienna, and not quite dark enough, a bit more sienna. There we are. There's another grey sky. Now that would be quite nice, wouldn't it? This is Windsor with a little bit of sienna in that, or a little bit of, we'll try Windsor again. Here we go, and this time a little bit of burnt umber in it. And this is it. Now that is a really, wouldn't do, it wouldn't be dark enough, would it? It wouldn't be dirty enough, but let's try a little bit more burnt umber in it. That would be more like it, wouldn't it? So that would be like your sky. So let's see again. We'll have another colour. This time we'll try ultramarine with just a little burnt umber. There we go. And I think that would be our near one. Little bit, that one. Now there's not much differences. Okay, so we'll pick up with our ultramarine with a little bit of burnt umber. Okay, and that's the one. Ultramarine with a little bit of burnt umber. Okay, off we go. Okay, I hope you did you see that one? This is the ultramarine with the burnt umber. This is your Windsor with a little bit of burnt sienna. This is a bit of burnt umber with your Windsor, more on the warmer side. But this is the one which is, you see, it's not far off Payne's grey. And yet it's ultramarine and burnt umber. So we'll settle on that one. Okay? Here we go. So we've got ultramarine. Now we can get that a little bit darker. Let's go brave and a bit darker than that. So a little bit of ultramarine and a little bit of umber to it, and that's the darkness you're looking for. Now that's enough there, and that's enough. We don't want to go with too much of this. Let it settle a little bit. Now we're coming in and just shading away a little bit. Now, there, like that. Now let that be enough for now. Dry your brush out a bit with your fingers. Just take these off so you've got that blended out. And the same here. So leave that top piece there a little bit sharp, can you see? Okay, and that's blended out, and get this blended out here, then take it out with your fingers. I know it's not supposed to be done, but it Fletcher Watson James, he used to take it out with sucking the brush. Now, here we go, a little bit, this is a little bit of raw sienna, just a touch. Now, not too much of this for the cloud, instead of a burr white cloud. There we are. Okay, there, see? No, that's good enough there. And there now. Now you can add a few, little bit more dark. So that's your ultramarine, your burnt umber very carefully mixed together. Get it just right. And you can just add a little bit more darkness here. Like this. Okay, now let's try that off. And there we're ready now for our painting of a Scottish Glencore here. And that's your sky ready. Okay, now we'll have, if we're going to have a couple of mountains and a path. Now the path, that will be in a weak mixture of, say, without the path here. No, a weak, excuse me a minute. Oh, got the sneezes actually. This is a path, I would say. Oh. Now this is a little bit of burnt umber, pretty light. Now this, I had to wash some spots off this part here. Can you see it? Just leave it. It's, if you ever do start to get a piece of paper which you've been using, then you have to wash off marks like what we got on yesterday when we was doing that on the sky. It leaves little bits on because it does ruin it a little bit. Okay, so there we are. There is a path going through the mountains. So just stop there a minute. Okay, so now I have had to stop it a bit and dry it off. Here we go. Now then, well, the mountains are going to be really dark, so now we can bring in some paints, grey and some umber. Okay, now let's not be too... add a little bit of ultramarine as well, and let's not be too afraid of a bit of dark, shall we? Let's leave a few areas. See if we can break it up in a few areas. And that'll be okay there. Like so. There we are, but it's not quite dark enough. Let's have some more Payne's grey in it, some burnt umber. Not dark enough for what we want again on this side. Darker still, we're not getting the dark. We'll just see if we can get that real dark. That's better. That's more like it. Now then we can bring some, let's put a little, not be frightened of adding a little bit of raw sienna. It's a bit dry, this paper. Raw sienna, like that. That'll do us, like so. Okay, now I'm going to put a little bit of lemon yellow into it now. I'll just bring it down to a flat area here and coming up here. little bit of raw sienna. To a flat area just about here. As usual, don't expect to do it too perfect. It is a loose painting, like we say. Okay, let me just put it's sorry about this, just have a little bit straighter up. Okay, now what I've been trying to do in this area here is leave spots, these white patches, so that we can just put some colours onto them, like this. Just there. These are just colours I'm putting on. I'm standing in your way again. I keep forgetting. That'll do now for there. So there we are. Remember, you don't have to keep doing it so quickly. You can let things dry between, but I'm on a time limit, so you don't have to be. And you don't need to have it this position. Okay. And now then I'm going to get a little bit of light red and a little bit of Windsor, a little bit of light red, sorry, and a bit of Windsor. I'm going to put another little bit of a hill there, back, and then another small one right here. Now it's not dry between each of these, so you will have to do that. Okay, now that's okay for now. Okay, now we can carry on again. Okay, here we go. Let's get some Payne's Grey and some burnt umber. I'm going to try to go as dark as possible. Don't be too afraid of going too dark. Nice and dark, isn't it, that? There we are. Now that's better. Yeah, sorry I'm not talking too much. You can just be watching, can't you? Because I just want to get it things put on quickly. Okay, now I'm going to put a little bit in this really dark. I'm going to put some Windsor Blue. Not sure about the darkness of this. And it still could be a little bit darker, couldn't it? I think. Right, now I can see we've got some right bit of a dark cloud shadow. Bringing it forward a little bit, you know, like that. And you know what just put some this. Okay, now I'm going to use the dry for a minute. Okay. Okay, and I think we can leave it at that, call it a day. Obadiah. That one down there. And there you are. And there's your painting. Right. Well, that's about it for today. We'll just see what it looks like when I put it on to look at, see what it, whether it's worth bothering with. Let's see with this mount thing. I must say it's unusual, isn't it? We could have had it darker, you know. Yeah, there's nothing like a bit of dark misty mountains are coming on dusk, and it's very, very dark, especially when the light's coming from over there, coming towards you more than there's no sun or anything, it's just the light. So you could really bring these really high, a lot more to them. Like looking at things now after that, like you have to put that on now, you'll see little things. You could bring this a little bit higher, stronger, like that. Throw the thing back a bit farther. This is not too far away, so that would be about that there, and and so on. So that's the idea, a bit thicker. Little things like that, you know. Little tiny things that make a big difference. You know, that lightness is necessary here and there. This really, if you had some white for your rocks here, you wouldn't need. You could do them in a different way. Let's see if we've got a bit of paper lying about. Wait a minute. Excuse me a minute. Excuse me, Ed. Well, you know, with the rocks, like what you would like, you would have 3 colours in it. So that's your rock like that. When that was set dry, you would have you'd put another one colour about here. Of course, it would have to be bone dry. Then you'd put this here. That's for that shaded side. Maybe just a little bit in there like that coming down. Let it dry, and then you'd put another couple of colours on top of that. You with me? You'd have another colour on top of that. So, I think I've shown it before, but with a rock, like you'd have just a little. You'd take this a little bit darker at the back here, round it, your grass or whatever. You just surround it. You can see if I was to just a sec. No, it's taking too long to dry. I've not got the time. You take that right up to there, like that, in a darker colour. See, it's still wet, like that. Doing your rock, surround it, and you'd leave a little white line there, and just you bring this down with a little different colour, and then when it's all dry, you take a lighter colour, and you just put it in places on top. See, it's all running, and I can't do it that way, it's just impossible. But you know what I'm getting at, don't you? So I'll let you look at that for a minute and see what you think, whether it's worth it, bothered with it or not. It's the old Glencoe, you know. I tried to keep it dark for you, kind of thing, you know. Show the cloud sky, the sky, and the dark mountains against the light of the background, and brought a little patch of light here. Bring some light in. These you would draw these stones and a bit over here as well, and then you cut round them. But what I've done it very loose to try and get you to think that your eyes seen it that way. Okay, so we'll leave it at that. Thanks again for looking in.